Hey guys, Max Anime here. Now, for the longest time, I couldn't really find the right isekai anime that I could enjoy without having something to complain about. But then a friend of mine recommended me a flawless isekai anime and promised me I would definitely enjoy it. I was skeptical at first, but I decided to give it a try as I wanted to see if ReZero could live up to its name. ReZero is about a 17-year-old Subaru Natsuki who one day leaves the convenience store only to be wrenched from his everyday life and dropped into a fantasy world. Things didn't look good for the bewildered Subaru. However, not long after his arrival, he was attacked by some thugs again and again and again. While armed with only a bag of groceries, he quickly gets beaten to a pulp. But fortunately for him, he gets saved by a beauty named Amelia, who's in hot pursuit after the one who stole her insignia. In order to thank the honest and kind-hearted girl, Subaru offers to help in her search, and later that night he even finds the whereabouts of that which she seeks. But unbeknownst to them, there was a crazy psycho ninja chick inside the house, and just minutes after locating the insignia, Subaru and Amelia are brutally murdered. And man, I know what you're thinking. How could they die so early in this story? You see, Subaru actually survived. Nah, more like reawakened to the point he was when he first came to the fantasy world, with the stab wound he had on his stomach completely gone. You see, Subaru is basically immortal. That alone was enough to keep me watching. After that, Subaru kept looking for ways to get Amelia's insignia without running into the psychopath that killed them both. He figured if he went to the house earlier on before the psycho arrived, he would be able to get the insignia without trouble. But he came across the old man he previously saw dead on the ground. The old man allowed him inside the house for some tea to hear what Subaru had to say. He explained to him that he was looking for an insignia, and the old man tells him the insignia is in possession of Felt, as she is a thief who is a stickler for money due to living in the slums. She's also the person who stole Amelia's insignia. Subaru proposes trading the insignia for his cell phone. He lies to them by saying it's a magical device that can stop time for everyone everywhere, as he knows no one in this world knows what a cell phone is. Felt refuses to sell the insignia to Subaru, as she already has a client who specifically asked her to steal the insignia from Amelia. While waiting, the client suddenly knocks on the door, and she and Subaru start competing through favorism who will get the insignia, and Subaru eventually wins with his smartphone. The customer asks Subaru what he will do with the insignia, and he says he'll return it back to its owner. He unintentionally told her something he shouldn't have, and the customer almost sliced Subaru in half, if not for Felt. Turns out the customer was the crazy psycho ninja, and she starts fighting everyone as she won't let anyone leave alive, and she ends up cutting off Old Man Rum's arm off and stabs his throat with a broken piece of glass, mercilessly ending his life. Felt, enraged, charged at her with the intent to kill, but ended up getting slashed by her blade and gets killed instead. Subaru is horrified while seeing this, as in all his life as a shut-in otaku, this was the first time he ever saw someone getting killed right in front of him. He tries fighting her off with all his might and skill and dodges her strike and successfully lands a kick to the side, but ultimately also gets sliced open by her blade and regretfully dies without getting to give Amelia her insignia back to her, only to reawaken again to the same spot he was when he first came to the fantasy world. And that's where episode 1 ends. I'm sure by now most of you are interested in checking out ReZero, and I promise you won't be disappointed. The most interesting thing about ReZero to me are the characters, especially the main character Subaru. Subaru is a character that's been through a lot, and trust me, when I say a lot, I mean a lot. If most of us normal people were in Subaru's situation, I promise you, you'd go insane. Honestly, Subaru himself almost went insane if it weren't for the best girl, Ram. You'll find out what I mean if you watch the anime. Subaru's life became literally hell the moment he went to this fantasy world. He went from being a shut-in otaku to someone who literally dies almost every day. He can't even escape his hell through death, cause every time he dies, he reawakens a day before his death, just to die again. If I were Subaru, I would have gone insane a long time ago. I can't even imagine myself living Subaru's life for a week. The man got sent to hell, but at least he found joy, happiness and friends in that world. Otherwise the man would have gone mad. Anyway, ReZero is a great anime that I think you should check out. Thanks for watching the video. If you want me to do more ReZero videos, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and peace.
Time will tell if we pass or fail.